said, great year. Couple highlights. I mean, it literally was like 2 weeks into the season. We went to a team dual meet tournament up in Maryland. And we were like, how are we going to do, right? Like, well, one thing we were excited, we had enough kids to pretty much fill the whole weight brackets or the weight classes. Last year we didn't. So we were excited about that, but we had so many brand new kids. And lo and behold, the kids came through, and we ended up getting a trophy at that, well, not at that tournament, but we ended up taking 5th place out of 10 teams. That's pretty good when you have essentially one returning middle school wrestler. I know some of the 6th graders and 8th graders or 7th graders had wrestled before previously, but from the previous season we had one kid. So again, it's hats off to the kids. They wrestled their butts off. The other highlight of the season was the Middleton tournament. Again, kids wrestled really, really well. They have the team score there. And it literally came down to probably one match during the day that kept us out of 1st place. I think we lost out of 1st by 3 points. But we ended up taking 3rd. So that's how close we were, and that's how well the kids have wrestled. And really proud of them. And then the final highlight for me, yeah, 16 teams at the middle. So, and we lost really to 2 powerhouse programs in the state. Like I said, and we lost to the champion by 3 points. So, again, that's what numbers does. That's what effort for our kids does. Great coaches, things like that. So, the final, we're proud of is we really wanted to end the season on a high note in terms of let's wrestle our best at the end. Put it all together, put our effort, and based on the results of last night's match, the kids came to wrestle. They by far won way more matches than they lost, and that's all we did. No. Jackson and I can far dominated victory. That's the first thing I think I said to him. No. Kids did great. So, we'll get going. The way this works, we're going to hand out a certificate to every kid. Every kid gets a certificate. And then at the end, towards the end, we'll hand out, we do some statistical awards. We hand out 2 awards that the kids vote on, and then 2 awards that the coaches vote on. So what the kids vote on is the most valuable wrestler, and then we're the coaches. So they vote 2 people as coaches. And then as coaches, or captains, captains. As coaches, we vote for, we call it a Norski Spirt Award. And that's given to the 2 kids that demonstrate all the things that we look for: attendance, attitude, hard work, positive kids, right? Like they listen really well, they follow direction. So we voted on that, and then we also voted on most improved. When we get to that section, most improved, I'll talk a little bit more about that. So we'll get going. So if I call your name, come on up. We got a certificate, and thanks to the Baylor's family for putting some tree bags together. Also thank Dominic's family. They brought in cake pops. All right. Anything else to add?
As Coach said, but you know, when you have multiple years, you usually have 3 years. It's something here, you know, on it,
First one we're going to hand out is fitting. Hopefully you got to eat more food, so we'll put on a little bit more weight. First wrestler, great wrestler, scrappy. We did have a little bit of trouble finding matches every single time, but we did. And he did a great job. Love having him on the team. He's got a great little sense of humor. M.V.P. Next wrestler, again, great little wrestler. One of my favorite things about him is he's definitely got a wrestling attitude. He walks around like he owns the place, and I love it too. Again, great little sense of humor. If we can put some weight on it for you, he's nice and cool. Great appearances about it. But Wyatt Katza. Wrestler always has to have a creak in their neck. Just constant walks around. All right. Next wrestler, also great attitude. Love having him on the team. Just a super nice kid. Hoping as he starts to get older, be nice. He got just a little bit of meanness in him at some point. Right now he's just super nice, and hopefully he gets a little bit of aggression and continues in his athletic career. It's great having him on the team. Started to improve at the end there, but Seth Norski.
Yeah!
Next wrestler, he's one of the kids on our team that had a little bit of experience in his background. Coming in as he was a sixth grader, did a great job considering for a sixth grader he's at a little bit of a bigger weight class, and so going up against eighth graders at his weight is a big ask for a sixth grader. He held his own, did a great job. He'll continue to get stronger. I'm sure by the time he's in eighth grade, he'll be the one pushing up on all the other kids. So, Robert Bowman.
Yeah!
All right, the next wrestler, again, a sixth grader. And again, at a bigger weight, which usually get the eighth graders at. And he definitely held his own. Unfortunately, he didn't get to wrestle too much this year due to injuries. But we love having him on the team. I'm glad he stuck it out. And hopefully he continues with it. Beckett Sawyer.
Yeah!
Next wrestler, again, one of the kids that came in that had a little bit of experience previously, had done some low level wrestling, and you could definitely tell. And just a reminder how we did things in the middle school is we rank kids and we match them up based on their rank and experience, as well as their weight. And this kid definitely wasn't like a beginner, and so he got to go up against sometimes a lot of the hammers. So maybe his record didn't reflect it, but his skill set was definitely there. I'm sure hope he continues with it. He's got a really good base, and he sticks with it. He can do special things. Ashton Calloway. Next wrestler. Again, one of the kids came in and didn't have that much experience, but it was fun to watch him continue to improve. I like his motor. I like his aim. He goes after it hard. I think once he gets more experience in it, in terms of where his body position is, he'd win a lot more of the matches that he was leading, and then ended up losing at the end, just based on body position. But great kid, love his attitude, fun to be around. Tyler Zander. All right, next wrestler. Like throughout the season, all the kids grow on you, but this little guy, he kind of grew on me. He's got a cool little personality. I'd say he's probably one of the most caring kids on the team. He's always looking out for other kids. He definitely shows his emotion on his sleeve, but in a good way. I think if he sticks with it and matures, gets a little stronger, you'll see a lot more success on the mat. And I love his new haircut. Nolan Netter.
All right, well, Coach was talking about Noah being a sweet, kind young man. Yesterday, he came up to us and he was all emotional. And we were consoling him. We were like, what's wrong with him? He wouldn't really say it. And then he's like, Landon's mom or parents didn't get to watch his match. And he was sad about that. And so he started shedding some tears, and it was amazing. And it was awesome. But the great thing is with the videotaping, we'll be able to share that with the parents. And that's just a kind soul looking out for teammates. That's great.
Next wrestler. Again, just a cool personality. He's got this unique sense of humor. He always cracks me up. And a super nice kid. Big heart, you can tell. And he works hard. And same thing, I think as he grows and matures, starts putting on more muscle, I see a lot more success on that, especially with his attitude and willing to learn. Spencer Heller. Very unique personality. Again, a kid that really wants to get better. You know, often we'd be done with a drill and look over and sit-ups or push-ups, and you can tell he wants to get better really, really bad. And I think as his body matures and catches up to his drive and willingness to learn and get better, I think he'll be very successful. Finley Melnum. Next wrestler, he's hard to explain. He too has this unique sense of humor. He likes to move around a lot, and sometimes he don't that for it. But it's how he means well, but it's just, he likes to come up and be involved and talk to the coaches and do a good job. Hopefully we can teach him some variety of moves, but the couple he does have, when he hits them hard, and he's a strong kid. Hopefully we continue to learn some more wrestling moves. We just want to have him on the team. Parker Cordier. Did a good job for us. He's a kid that you can tell he has some natural talent in there. He's fast, he's aggressive, he's physical. We can start mixing that with some more technique and have this kid learn some more moves. I think he can be very successful at his school level. I think he sticks with it. Evan Miller. Yeah! Next wrestler, I wish I would put these together. So this wrestler and another wrestler. So as you can imagine, 38 kids on your team, right? Like, and I'm getting older, and so my memory isn't the best. And I'm like, how am I going to remember all these kids' names? So I took roll every day and helped me remember the names. But these two kids, like, it took me, I'm not getting 3/4 through the year before I could figure out who was who. I always mix them up and I call them the wrong names and that sort of thing. This is another wrestler too that he has really good natural ability. He's aggressive, he hits things hard. I think if we work with him on a little bit more technique and body position in terms of where his hips are and how he uses his feet to drive, he'll do really, really well. So, between him and Tyler, never figure out who they were, but by the end of it, I started calling by the right name. Zach Elliott. Yeah, he has an awesome black eye. Another real fun kid to have on the team. From day one, you could tell he wanted to get better. And he was always asking questions. He was always asking about different technique. He pulled Jackson aside all the time after practice and asked him to show him some stuff. And it finally started to flip, I'd say, the last quarter of the season in terms of how he improved. And it was really fun to see. Really great kid. I love his personality. Asher Shaw. This wrestler, similar comments to some of the other kids. He did a good job. He worked hard. As soon as his body starts growing into like his energy and his wrestling abilities, I think you'll start seeing a lot more success in the mat. It seemed like he always had a smile on his face. And sometimes during the match, that's not what he wants. But that's who he is. He's smiling all the time. James Blair. Next wrestler came out as an 8th grader, never wrestled before, but you can tell it had really good athleticism. I heard through some of the coaches, he's pretty good at football, and he had really good high energy, super aggressive, and sometimes we had to tell him to slow down. He would go too much, and then there'd be times where like, well, don't slow down that much. Right? He can be aggressive. And he did a great job. Hopefully he sticks with it. Some of that athleticism matches up with his wrestling experience. He'll be really good. Colin Dion. So, it's kind of hard not to talk about the next two wrestlers while talking about them at the same time. You guys will know why. Next wrestler, we had 2 girls on the team this year. This is one of them. She did a great job. It was fun watching it. And towards the beginning of the year, go at it with her brother in the room. And say, in the beginning of the year, she might have been beating her brother up the She did a great job. It was fun watching her. Hopefully she sticks with it. So women's wrestling in the state of Wisconsin is finally a WIA sport. There's a lot of programs around the state. Hopefully she sticks with it. And at some point, she could wrestle against some girls if she chooses to do that, or stay wrestling against boys, which I hope she chooses one or both of those.
We have a former boys high school representative from the United States and America.
Yep. So we've had girls in wrestling program and have been very successful. So hopefully sticks with it. Busy rifle. Sorry for calling myself at the beginning of the year, but So Logan, he again started the year, you can tell he didn't have really any experience wrestling, and it was amazing to see the transformation from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. He improved a lot, and it was fun watching him. Tell again, he's saying like he's a big kid, and once his body starts maturing, actions up, swing wrestling, feels really good. Logan Rapp. Awards. We were really lucky this year. We started the year 3, 2, then it was 3, and then ended up with 2. So we had 2 managers. It was great. They came every day for the most part. I know they had some other stuff every once in a while, but it was great. They helped a lot with equipment, uniforms, and aquabats, so we got that down. Videotaping, I have to thank them. Last year we struggled a little bit with videotaping where I had to spend about 2-3 hours at the end of the season watching video and collecting stat time as our managers. But they, for the most part, they did a good job. Better than last year. I really appreciate that. So this is a special thank you to them. They don't have to come out, right? Like, they don't get to wrestle. They're purely there to help the team, and they work hard for our team. So really appreciate them a little extra something. So Amelia Rowley and Carly. All right, so now we're going to get into some of the what we voted on and some of the scores. It's going to be a little wonky because I tried to limit it. Some kids might have to get called up here multiple times. So the first ones we're going to hand out, like I said, let's going to talk a little bit more, is the most improved. So usually, right, a smaller teams that we had or other teams that we had, this award was pretty easy. Usually as coaches, we're like, oh yeah, from where they started to where they are. This year, we really struggled. Almost the whole team, right? We improved so much over the year. And the ones that kind of stood out just a little bit more, we ended up having a lot more of them than we normally do. We usually only hand out 1 or 2. This year we hand out 7. So, but it's amazing how much of these kids, from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, they drastically improved. To the point where I probably should have adjusted their ranking more towards the end of the year because they were just beating the crap out of them. We're the same rank as them. So. Yeah, really good. And did a great job. I kind of felt that at some of the times. So, first one we're going to hand out. Super athletic kid. Loved his bravado and his attitude. Loved his backflips that he would do. Crazy athleticism. Really hope he sticks with it. These are the type of things that come out, in 7th and 8th grade, and you're talking about them placing at state for seniors, even though these maybe started a little bit late. So hopefully he sticks it out. Fun guy to be around. Aiden Abrams. walked in the room and I was like, holy smokes. Very athletic. Heard he was really good at football, that sort of thing. You could tell when he first started going, he really didn't know what he was doing. And he was going based off of athleticism and strength. And, we've all been around wrestling enough, and technique beats that every single day of the week. And so by the end of the year, he had started putting on some of that technique to his strength and his athletic ability. And he was going up against higher ranked kids and beating them. So, great kid, great attitude, Baylor Scholastic. Next most improved. Same thing, I think this wrestler may have had some experience, previous experience, but again, when we look at the beginning of the year and their wrestling ability and what they were doing, it's one of those kids kind of stood out because they naturally knew what their body position was, where their hips are a big thing in wrestling, and this person was exhibiting that, didn't have that much technique. And was like a sponge. One of those kids, you tell him something once and it sinks in. And he does it hard, he does it fast. And by the end of the year, same thing. He probably could have been up there with some of the 3s and 4s. Starting out the season, maybe at a 1 or a 2. So, great kid, good learner, very, he used to be very mature for his age. Doesn't say that much, but he listens really well. Chandler, Milan. I love these words. Very similar kind of things. He had a lot of natural just abilities and natural feel. We call it feel in wrestling. He just had this natural feel, and he looks like a really nice kid and like a friendly kid, but he has a little bit of a mean streak, which is like in wrestling. And so when he did things, he did it hard. Rogan Schmidt, really sick. All right, next most improved. So I don't know why, like every year you get kids that kind of like have a special place in the movie, like just kind of a special place with you. And this kid did from the very beginning. Very eager, like you could tell he just really wanted to learn. And with him, at the start of the year, I mean, he didn't even know what he probably never even saw a wrestling match in his life and didn't know what he was doing, and he was so high energy that it took a while for him to learn stuff because he was just moving too fast, and he really wanted to learn, and we were able to start getting him to focus, and by the end of the year, man, he was doing actual wrestling moves, and he was beating kids no problem. Still need to teach him a little bit how to finish his knee moves. He liked to do the big brother and push the 2 shoulders down. It's not a wrestling move like that. He was able to make it work a few times, but a great kid. Again, hopefully he sticks it out. Once he starts picking up a lot more technique, he'll be really good with his energy, his willing to learn, land into the weight. quiet kid at first. It was nice to see him throughout the year. He started to open up more. You could see his personality. He had a little bit of an injury there for a little bit, but man, he really, natural abilities, strong, picks things up. And one of those kids, like, may have started a little bit later than others, but will probably have a lot of success in the high school students with it. Sure hope he does freestyle because he's strong and he's really good at freestyle. Eric Baker. Another kid I felt bad, it took me a while to get his pronunciation down. More here. Another wrestler started the year, and you can tell he really didn't know that much. He kind of, a little uncoordinated at first, but once we taught him a few moves, he learned them. He's a strong kid. He does things hard, and he's a battler. He kept fighting. There will be matches where one of them stands out is he's wrestling this kid is a little bit bigger than him from Wisconsin Dells, and they're going back and forth. And it was like whoever's going to continue to give heart and effort is going to win the match, and that's what he did. He's bleeding out of his nose, he's tired, but he gave it his all and came back and pinned the kid. And it was fun to watch his progression from the beginning of the year to the end of the year where he's winning most of his matches. All right, last most improved, similar story. They actually wrestled together in practice. Another kid that really wants to learn, and when you talk to him, he looks you in the eye, you can tell it's sinking in, and he really wanted to perfect one of the takedowns, and it's actually a takedown into a pinning combination that we teach. And Dale taught, call it a special move that nobody really ever does it. It's called a left-handed headlock. And last night, he hit it to absolute perfection, where we all screamed as coaches, like, oh my God, he did it. And he pinned the kid. And again, from where he started at the beginning of the year with no experience whatsoever, didn't know any of the rules, didn't know anything, to where he was, where he was winning most of his matches at the end of the year. It was just a great improvement. Great kid, he's smiling all the time. Mitchell Sorensen. Statistical Awards. Some of these kids were tied, so we kind of have all the time, but I'm not going to hand on the words. Try to limit them on. We had talked about this person drastically. He was one of the most improved on the team. By the end of the year, he was a turning machine. He can turn kids. He's got long arms. He's strong. He does things hard. He had two kids on the team the same. He had most near falls on the team, so that's most back points. With the rough counts, and he gets either 2 or 3. He had tied for first with the most on the team. Chandler Pavan.
Number 1!
kids that just, they like stick with you and they stick in your mind and you have like just really enjoy them. You always ask what time your wrestling practice is in every day. And love to learn. You can see his mind, always processing it. He's one of the kids, when he does something, he goes 100 miles an hour. Sometimes same thing, you gotta tell him to slow down. Because when he's turning, he was turning too fast and he's going too fast. But he was a takedown machine. He could hit a high crotch from halfway across the mat. It was fun to watch. Hendricks, Warren scored. Side of the wall, and then do a flip onto the crash mat. Absolutely amazing to watch. All right, this award is the Norski Spirt Award. So these two were voted on by the coaches. Again, they were like kids that exemplified what we like to see in Norski athletes. How they represent themselves, how much effort they give, their attitudes, do they listen, do we have to yell at them to quiet down on the bus? No. Well-behaved kids, great wrestlers, just absolute joy to have on the team. Kind of feel like they're a couple of kids that are core to having a successful program as they move up. They're really good wrestlers. The first one is Carson Blackwell. This person too exemplifies all the things that we talked about. Almost voted him as most improved as well. He does have some experience, but again, from the beginning of the year, his ability to start putting it all together. He get a little sloppy with his hips, and sometimes he'd be up by 9 points and lose. But towards the end of the year, he started fixing that, and that's what we want to see. He's got a great motor. Love watching. He's a go kid, and he's got a lot of things ahead of him in his wrestling career. Fortunately, this is how tough he is. He broke his wrist, and then he still wrestled in a couple matches before he found out he had a broken wrist. So he missed the last match, but a tough kid, fun to be around, great attitude, awesome nickname. Grabs my hand. All right. So again, this award, next one is voted on by the athletes, wrestlers, and it was pretty much unanimous, right? Like it wasn't even close. Who the two captains were. We had talked about this person before. Kevin's never wrestled before, to how he ended up, and also the leadership demonstrated on the team. He wasn't super vocal, but he led by example and behavior. Very nice kid, very well behaved. Good example for the other wrestlers. Taylor's blessing. All for the same person. So this person not only got voted captain by his peers, he also got voted most valuable wrestler. And he also won like pretty much every statistical award there was that we had. He did tie it. So, again, there's a good leader on the team, the most experienced wrestler on the team. It was great having him and seeing him start developing leadership skills. Because we want great wrestlers, but we also want great kids. We want leaders to build some of those capabilities within the kids. And we looked at him a lot to be a leader on the team, and so we didn't have to yell all the time. And by the end of the year, he was doing it on his own, and that's what we look for. He was doing it at the right times. When he needed to correct something on the team, he did it. Really proud, great wrestler, great technique. It was fun to have him on the team. So this person, he was a captain on the team. He had the most takedowns, most near falls, most pins, and the M.V.P. Nolan Penn. Again, thanks parents, thanks for the support. It was a great year. Hopefully kids continue. We like to preach on the team. You don't have to wrestle year round. It'd be great if you did. There's plenty of opportunities to do that. But what we really encourage is the kids do something. If you're in a sport or an activity, you're obviously staying physically active. You're getting a little stronger, more in shape, and you're learning how to compete. So we hope for the kids, they're not going to wrestle all year, they do other sports. We highly encourage it. It's really good for them. So, anything else to say, coaches? Oh, yeah. Before we leave, ask wrestlers to come up to stage for a picture. Another shout out to and push for gold medal wrestling. Listen up. If you haven't done so, I highly encourage you to sign up for gold medal. It's not every night like middle school was. It's next week. It's all voluntary on how much you compete and where you compete on the weekends. They're all tournaments. Also put a shout out to it's kind of unique how it falls, but they do a team state, youth team state, which is you wrestle as a team, kind of like what we did in Baraboo. You have to weigh in the weight classes. We would love to keep the middle school together for that. What's it in March?
March 4th. I'll be leading that up, and the cool thing about that is that some of the kids don't want to do gold medal, as long as they're in the district, they can at least go and wrestle at that tournament. So there's weight classes that we have to determine and fill, just like we did the other tournaments, and then hopefully we can fill all the weights. So if they're not gold medal and we have a weight class that's open, we may be reaching out to you as parents to see if your kids are interested for that tournament. So it should be fun. It's a day long, and this year it's actually in Corona. It has been held in Fond du Lac for years, but it's a little bit closer to home, and it's been a fun event. So good team you building.
Thanks again, and wrestlers,